As a salesperson, I have been through hundreds of negotiations. Here are the two most popular movie references that my clients always use during a negotiation. I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse, The Godfather. Show me the money, Jerry Maguire. These methods of negotiations almost never work in business. At least it doesn't work for me. Getting to Yes, Negotiating an Agreement Without Giving In by Roger Fisher and William Ury. Negotiation is part of daily life. Whether you are buying or selling something, you will always have to negotiate. Here are 3 big ideas in this book that will help you become a more effective negotiator. Number 1, focus on interest, not position. This is the number 1 mistake people make during a negotiation. They view negotiation as a zero-sum game where if one person wins, the other must lose. This causes a lot of people to lock into position. It can be a simple situation like 2 friends arguing to see who gets to watch the Game of Thrones series first. Most of the time, the 2 parties starts to get emotional and attack each other verbally. This type of negotiation won't get you anywhere. It may sound like common sense, but these situations happen very often. For example, one of my clients who is selling her house insists she will not sell unless she gets $1.1 million for her house. She inherited the house from her mother. Her brother and her both have 50% ownership. She gets a $1,080,000 offer from a serious buyer. She refused to work with the buyer even though they show that they're interested of coming up from $1,050,000 to $1,080,000 and agree on all of her other terms. Her brother, who is half owner, is happy with $1,080,000 and wants to move forward. My client refuses to move forward unless she gets her full $1.1 million offer. Her brother even gives her the additional $10,000 that she wants from his end of the deal. She refuses the offer because she feels the buyer should pay and that her house is worth more than $1,080,000. Her brother filed a lawsuit on her that she is refusing to sell the house. The attorney fees cost both of them $12,000 each. As a result, instead of giving up $20,000 to move forward with the sale, my 2 clients lost a total of $24,000 together, and everyone suffered. Don't focus on position and concentrate only on interest. It is not easy, but try to keep emotion out of negotiation. When you fight over position, everyone loses. 2. Think win-win. Invent options for mutual gain. I once went to meet a client who 12 other real estate brokers met before me but couldn't get the seller to list or sell. In fact, I got the lead from one of my friends who is another broker. He gave me the lead because he felt it was a waste of time. The house that the client wants to sell is next to a sanitation treatment plant. The area is not very desirable. The owner is also difficult to deal with since he has a skeptical personality and refuses to commit to anybody. I met with him like every other broker before me and saw the house. I noticed that the house wasn't a bad house. It was structurally sound. Most importantly, I saw that all his furniture is out. That is a telling sign that he wants to move out and get out immediately. I knew he met 12 other brokers already and heard all the sales pitch and offers, so I decided not to go that route. Instead, I listened to what he had to say and asked questions to get to know the situation better. Through our conversation, I found out that he is ready to sell right away. However, he doesn't trust real estate and don't want to sign a listing agreement. By then, I figured out that he didn't trust anyone because he had a bad experience in the past. I also found out that the other real estates don't want to work until they get a listing agreement from him. Instead of bargaining over positions like 12 other real estates did, I invented an option for mutual gain. I explained to the client that his house is not in the desirable area and that it is in his best interest to list and market the property. He was with me on that, but he still didn't want to sign an agreement. He didn't trust me. He feared that he might lose out on time if he commits to the wrong person. I offered him a 3-month listing agreement where he can back out of the contract in 1 month if he feels that my service is not up to par. We went over a few minor details and he signed the contract. I knew we were going into the spring season and the odds were in my favor. I also knew that he is a seller who needs to sell right away. I was aware that it was a trust issue, so I offered him a clause where he can back out if things doesn't work out. I didn't need the 3 months anyway, so it was a good way to get the business and earn the client's trust along the way. On the other side, the client feels reassured that he can back out if he is unhappy. As a result, it was a win-win situation. I got a buyer in 1 month and sold the property. Invent options for mutual gain. If you can improve that skill, you will become very successful in life. 3. Develop your BATNA for every negotiation. BATNA is the best alternative to a negotiated agreement. Not every negotiation will work out, at least not right away. Come up with a BATNA. Think about what is your best option if you can't come to an agreement. Without a BATNA, you will be stuck sometime to accept bad deals. A BATNA could be as simple as, if I don't get the car for $3,000, then I will walk away. BATNA is very effective when you negotiate against someone with more bargaining power than you. When people have more bargaining power, they tend to focus on holding their powerful position. You are not going to come to an agreement in every deal. Sometimes it may be best to walk away. Here's an example of my BATNA. My best alternative to a negotiated agreement is usually to wait for a better time. You may have no power, no position, and maybe no money, but keep in mind, if you're even in the negotiation, you have some bargaining power. Even if you don't have anything else, you still have time. Here's an example. I meet a potential seller for a presentation. The seller's house is worth $1 million, but he wants $1.5 million. He also refuses to pay my full commission of 4% and wants to pay only 2%. He feels that the market is hot and that he can hire any realtor to do it with those terms. I continue to learn as much as possible. Even if I can't come to an agreement, instead of battling over position or letting ego come into play, I simply follow my BATNA of walking away and waiting for a better time. This is risky because another real estate may take the business for less, but I know very well that the price of the house requires time to sell. Even if another real estate takes the listing, they may exhaust themselves before they even get to sell the house. I also knew that the seller trusts me, so it's unlikely for him to go with another real estate. I didn't give up on the client, I just had to wait for a better time. I followed up with the client on a weekly basis. A month later, the house was still available after the seller tried selling it on the open listing. Open listing is when a seller let all real estate sell the house but doesn't commit to anyone. The one who sells the house gets paid. The seller couldn't sell the house and needs to move soon. It turns out he needed money and that the due date of the payment was near. I went to meet with the seller again, and this time I had more bargaining power. I advised him on listing the house at a lower price and that I will work with him on the commission if I sell the house. I told him I would do it for 3.5% if I sell it on my own and 4% if I had to split with another real estate. I sold the house 1 month later and got paid 3.5%. The seller was happy and I was happy. This client also referred me to another friend who is selling. If I didn't have a BATNA, I would have accepted the terms of an overpriced property at $1.5 million and 2% commission. I would have also wasted a month of time on top of getting paid less. Because I developed a backup plan, I was able to successfully negotiate and close on the deal. Follow these 3 big ideas and use it in negotiation. These ideas will work in all negotiations. The more you practice, the better you'll become. When you get good at negotiation, you will be able to get more in life. Here's the final takeaway. Erin Brockovich, played by Julia Roberts in the film by the same name, was a single mother with 3 children and no job. She eventually got a job working as a legal clerk in the law office. Despite not having any background in law, she settled the biggest direct action lawsuit in U.S. history in 1996 for $333 million. That is the power of negotiation. You don't need to be a lawyer to be a good negotiator. You just need deliberate practice. Thank you for watching this video. Please share and subscribe for more videos.